and please, the stage is yours. We will hear about how you can join the stars at IPB.
Thank you, Vera. Good morning, everybody. Nice to be here. Nice to see you all. I believe some of you already stars, some still have to be. So, dear presidents, dear colleagues, dear students, participants, and all stars. So it's my honor today to present the work which was done by all partners, including, of course, you. And if I start, yeah. So where we stand, I will briefly update you where we stand. Also provide you some directions where are we going to, and also discuss with you challenges ahead, what we have to still overcome. So it's not. Oh, sorry. So it should work now. No? Okay, perfect. So I will not go to the aim, but in case some of you just came to listen how you can join STARS EU Alliance activities. So we are building European University together with some regional aspect, the wish to make impact on green and digital transition. So we are 9, I think it's only from where it works. We are 9 partners with 150,000 students, 15,000 staff, 68 faculties, and we are working together to fulfill 4 missions of universities. It is education, it is research, innovation, and service for society. In education, we have curriculum lab, which working on our STARS EU joint academic offer, and also building learning and teaching communities, also involving all teachers, supporting all teachers to collaborate. For research, we have Challenge Lab, which working on our joint research solutions agenda, also building our research community and involving students and stakeholders to research activities, same as our researchers. And for regional innovation aspect, let's say, how we can influence, make our input and impact on our regions, and also connect our regions, interregional collaboration. We have Regional Transition Accelerator, which working very closely with stakeholders, building our first living labs, which we are very happy the first one is here in Braganza, in IPB, Living Lab Nexus on digital transformation, and also including all possible regional stakeholders, starting from local, regional governments, also NGOs, also business industry and knowledge institutes in certain thematic areas which this STARS EU has defined. And we have a thematic interest group where our researchers and teachers working very closely in 9 thematic areas, and all these also forming service for society, the 4th mission of the universities. As you know, we governance structure is in place. However, it will be discussed during next STARS EU conference in autumn by our STARS EU Commission, presidents and rectors, because we're aiming to improve it. Our alliance developing, so our structures also should be up to date to develop. So recently, 3 new priority areas were approved by our STARS EU Commission. This is green transition, digital transformation, social values, and well-being. So in all 3 quite broad priority areas, we have 9 thematic interest group operating. Also not necessarily thematic interest group, more activities happening in the alliance, as our president mentioned today, that we even don't know what's happening, and we are very happy about it. So we have a circular economy, we have energy transition, sustainable industry, living spaces, entrepreneurship innovation, digital transition, arts and creative industries, which actually led by IPB. I'm very happy. Same circular economy, also led by IPB. We have Filomena, we have Carlos here, so thank you very much for your hard work. We also have healthy, the, and I think I mentioned all of them. The new one, inclusion and social justice also. So there were 7 old thematic interest group, we have 2 new ones, just this year, last year, which came. And it's, I think, important to mention that we're discussing that we are acting as Stars U Alliance. And in our alliance, we have many joint activities, because mostly we're talking now about Stars U project, which is financed by European Commission 1.5 years ago. However, next to that, like thematic interest group work, like different Stars U Staff Weeks, different activities, different events happening next to the project, not in the project. Even it's the biggest one. However, we have many different activities next to that. Like we have blended intensive programs already happened, 8 of them. Potential BIPs coming like 22, so it's really impressive. We have current projects running next to BIPs 13 and potential already 5. And also we have plans for next year, for 26, 5, this year 25, 26, upcoming BIPs. So this whole information is in Stars U SharePoint, and most of you I think have an access to check. So I would like to shortly update you what our cooperation structures like Curriculum Lab has done during these past years. And Curriculum Lab is also work package 3, but we mostly tend to think not in the work packages, because project will be over, work packages will be over, the cooperation structures will stay and continue their work. So a competence catalog and Stars U Future Competencies Observatory were a launch and in operation. We have already started to form our learning and teaching communities of Stars U, preparing handbook for that, and we have wish list for joint doctoral degrees, which actually have to achieve 8 of them. We have joint micro-credentials catalog, and we have joint curricular catalog for testing of this year, so we start testing. But the most important that it's very also involving from the Stars U Commission, from our presidents and rectors, that we're also contributing to form our Stars U academic offer, including all bachelor, master, PhD positions degrees, because it is really, everybody of you know how difficult it is to form joint degree because of different regulations in our country, different laws, and also European Commission understands it, and as you heard perhaps, European degree is on its way. Now it's going to be discussed in EU Council, and hopefully we will get it, and our work to implement our academic offer will be easier. Also, the quality assurance and learning and teaching handbook should be prepared. It's one of the important elements of our Stars U academic offer. So for our research, Challenge Lab is working hard, and I'm very proud to say that we have our Stars U Knowledge and Technology Transfer Office already more than half a year in operation. It's all services which can be used internally and externally, provided on the platform on starsu.org. So please go and check, and when you know also better view what the partners having in their portfolio, what kind of research centers, what kind of labs, and so on. Also, we made list of needs according to the regions for the research, which is very useful to forming our Stars U Research Solutions Agenda. And I'm happy to announce that the first draft of Stars U Research Solutions Agenda will be presented and discussed during our spring conference, which will be held in Albania and Durrës in March. So, and all researchers are very welcome from all partners to express their opinion and suggest also because it is just draft, which should be approved only in autumn, so we have time for that. Research mentoring program was approved for fostering our researchers' entrepreneurship mindset, and we are working now on open data because open science is a very important element in European Union. So we have open data repository in place, and now discussing to use open area as a platform for open science. Also, STARS EU IPR, intellectual property rights guide, should be prepared, because if we're doing research together, we have also to think about how we're gonna to share our rights and how it will be. So, and I believe many of you saw or participated in STARS talks webinars. Researchers coming as a STARS and talking and presenting their ideas. The concept now is revised, and we are thinking to improve it. And also we start STARS EU podcast from August this year. One of the important things to mention, it was last year in April we started STARS EU Seed Grant Pilot Scheme, which is financed not from the project, STARS EU project, but outside of the project. So our presidents and rectors kindly agreed to invest in our researchers. This was made in order to support, to foster collaboration of researchers, to make joint research, preparing some projects for research program of the European Union, like Horizon Europe, or in the future for FP10. We received 3 proposals. I'm happy to say that in all of them IPB was present, so really you are active, and thank you for that. And now new, like next generation of the scheme, it's not a pilot anymore, seed grant for researchers will be discussed also in our conference in Durres by our STARS EU Commission, and I hope that it will be approved and we can continue support our research. Also, very important element in our alliance, it is the wish, the goal to make impact in our regions and to connect our regions in all levels, and research level, on our institutional level, but also like the government's level, municipalities, regional authorities, businesses, companies. So we want them to collaborate. So why we have very intensifying our relations with regional networks. Also, we are preparing traineeship program for our students that we can get experience in partner regions and learn, get this intercultural skills and get working experience also not at home but going out of their comfort zone. I think it's very, very important for students. And I mentioned already in the beginning that first lab, living lab, like multi-stakeholders partnership, started its work in Braganza. Thank you for that. It's a really very, very difficult concept to implement. But I believe that we learn from your experience, and then we can multiply to all regions and having our living labs in all partner regions on different thematic or priority areas. So also one of the interesting elements like future lab for students, deep tech students, who is interested in developing like technical different devices or solutions. So we started their work. We will start in Krakow the BIP. So it's also very important element because we need money to implement our activities, and not all activities are financed by project. So we have to find additional financing sources. And STARS EU Cooperation Campus started actually very active their implementation, because as you know, I many times mentioned, it was one of the pitfalls of our alliance, because it was not in the beginning, was not very clear how we can share our campuses and so on. But as we developed so many years already together, so we understand that your campus is my campus and my campus is your campus. So we're sharing facilities, we're sharing our labs, our researchers can use different equipment in different partners. However, also next to that, we're building digital campus that it could be used for our students, for our teachers, to implement our programs and VIPs and so on. So They really doing inventory, and it's done already. We have catalog services, and in the future we have to sign Stars U Campus Charter because we have to confirm our commitment to the Stars U Campus. We have very interesting program, Reach to the Stars. It's a mobility program because we have very ambitious targets, like we promised to increase students' mobility by 50% and staff mobility by 40%. However, it's also virtual and digital blended, or not only physical mobility. And IPB for us, for partners, is an example for that because Lou is doing a great job teaching us how to use this mobility, possible mobility grants, and how to start BIPs, because also initiative for BIPs came also from you, from IPB, from Louis. So, and we are now drafting roadmap how to implement this mobility program. So our communication team, we have Stars U communication team with offices in each partner university, really doing extremely good work. Our new Stars EU, starseu.org website was launched just recently, but we did very good job preparing it. It was really very short, like half a year, and the website was in air, so it was really, really impressive, and we are very happy for that. And now if you go there, you'll find much more information and quite interesting to look, and it's under development all the time. New items added and new things announced, and the Stars EU Day also will be in social media of Stars EU. Yesterday, this Luna medal, which the Stars EU Alliance received, also were announced on different social media channels like LinkedIn and Instagram and so on. So we are very happy about it. One thing I would like to mention, we are very grateful that our Stars EU students, especially student board, became much more active. Also, we are thinking now to announcing the contest for students. Actually, it was Vera's idea. So the most active student which promotes Stars EU on social media will be granted by a trip to our project meeting in Tenerife, to University of La Laguna. So I hope it also makes more interesting for our students as ambassadors to act. And of course, one important thing, inter-alliance collaboration happening quite a lot. In each of partners also collaborating in their own countries. So, for example, Hansa, we are participating in the University of Applied Sciences of Netherlands network, where we're sharing our experiences, talking how we can achieve our goals, what kind of challenges. So last Friday it was a big meeting in Amsterdam, so we discussed how we are working, what we are doing, and also we have like power together to influence our governments, national government, and also via this to European Commission. So this is just, I wanted to share what we are dealing with. It's just few, we have like more than 20, close to 30 key performance indicators, but this is one of the most, like say, painful ones that we have really promised quite a lot. But what I said, I'm very happy that we already have list of possible joint degrees, which will make us easier because we have promised 9 master degrees and 3 bachelor degrees, 2 joint degrees to implement for European Commission, and we have wish list for 8 PhDs. This is not so painful, I think easier to reach, and BIPs are actually going very viral, and we're happy to that. And happy also that partners decided to promote Stars EU partnership, because this is also should be kind of strategic priority in each partner institution. So where we go? So now we are developing Stars EU long-term collaboration strategy for 2035, and what it means. It includes many aspects, as you said, education. So this is our academic office should be ready. Research. Also, we are developing a strategy for internationalization. Internationalization, we mean outside of Europe. to distinguish which continents, countries we want to include in our collaboration. It's not clear how we will do it. Will it be associated partners or we'll just have partnership agreements? But this is have to be discussed. It's for years to come. Multi-stakeholder partnerships are going on. What is important to mention, sustainability of alliance should be ensured. So we have external funding expert group which is working on our sustainable funding plan. We have also preparing gender equality, inclusion and diversity plan, also green impact plan. And as I mentioned in the beginning, now we are discussing STARS-EU governance, how to improve it, and in future it should be charter, should be signed. So this picture, by the way, it's from the second STARS-EU conference. It was like first physical meeting in Groningen. We worked during Corona time 2 years online, so this is look how happy people to meet each other. And the challenges lying ahead, I wanted to share with you also our concerns, because what is important, institutional transformation, it will not happen in one day. It's a kind of process. So because each partner university had to ensure STARS-EU activities in their partner institution, and also to involve partner staff, teachers, researchers, administrative staff, of course students, into STARS-EU activities. So STARS-EU should be actually embedded in university daily work. And to ensure STARS-EU sustainability, there is two aspects. We have activities and we want continuation, but for activities we need funding. So after this project, of course many projects will go on, but to run Alliance there will be 2 years gap between coming to next financial period of European Union. So it's promised that it will be funds, but we have to apply for them, the most likely. It's not clear yet. But afterwards, 7-year financial framework will come, and we have to be really prepared, and we have to demonstrate our records that we're really becoming, and we are STARS European University. So this is important to demonstrate, to prove to European Commission that we are really strong network, strong partners developing our activities. So, and of course we have to fulfill our goals, our 4 universities missions. So thank you very much for all your work. You did really enormous effort to reach where we stand now, and I believe that we will enjoy more and be developing our STARS-EU together, going to the stars. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to.
Thank you, Rima. We will have a round of questions in the end of all the presentations. So we will have the next intervention by Professor Luís Pais. He will share with us some numbers, data and figures about how we are going on IPB regarding our cooperation with STARS-EU.
Okay, good morning all. Particularly good morning to our guests, Professor or President Dick Powers, Rima from Anza University of Applied Science, and also our long-term partners from Brazil, the in Portugal, already known as Federal Technological University of Rio de Janeiro. And on our side, we have a nice audience here, so just for our guests to know, we have, of course, our president and my colleague Vera that work with us in steering committee, but we have with us deans of schools, some research coordinators. We have Erasmus coordinators who are teachers who deals with learning agreements and ensure the recognition of credits for student mobility and stuff. We have with us, of course, all the people working on work package and tasks at STARS EU Alliance. We have our international relation office, and we have teachers, researchers, and students attending. So it's not a big audience, but a very representative audience about our institution today and how we work it in the Alliance. I will talk about how we are now IPB at STARS EU Alliance and at the partners from STARS EU Alliance in IPB. My background is chemical engineering, and I am a former teacher in statistics in this school. So besides good ideas, I like numbers and I like statistics, particularly because they used to say that statistics is the art of torturing the numbers until they confess what we want. So this is an important point to show all the numbers. So I will talk about some numbers, but before I just make, of course, a highlight about the importance and the ambitions of the European Universities Alliance. And for myself, the magic word is shared. So shared mobility, shared curricula, shared contracts, shared governance in increasing complexity. Of course, this is not all, for example, shared research and so on, but these are 4 levels, let's say like that, that is very important inside the Alliance. Of course, it is supposed for us to have a very good dimension on mobility of students and staff. Rima just told us that is expected, the European Commission is expected the Alliance to have at least 50% of student mobility and at least 40% of staff mobility. So this is a huge number, it's a huge challenge. IPB is a very international institution, as you know, and nowadays if you measure, so this is, let's say, the most official way to measure it is to look to our graduates and to see if they have had an international mobility experience during their training. And nowadays we are clearly above in the level of Portugal and the European Union, and we are between 20 and 25 of our graduates with that experience. So our objective is to double that, only looking for STARS EU Alliance, so this is a big challenge. But it's not enough to, of course, to reach this challenge, and another one is to produce things together, particularly curricula together. We know that it's not enough only to do mobility, but also to share resources, to share teachers, to share staff in a way that we train together in our institutions. Of course, there are many different ways to do it, but of course it is expected, like Rima noticed, to have in some time some double diploma and joint curricula together inside the Alliance. Going deeper in complexity, we also is expected to have some contracts together. Of course, by now, it's for us a little bit difficult to understand what is, for example, to contract a teacher, and the teacher is a teacher from IPB, from ANZA, from Bremen, and so on. So maybe by now this is difficult to understand. But if we are creative, it is not difficult to understand and to implement. For example, an agreement for a 5 years period where a set of teachers in some area agree to go collaborating in some course units in the other partners in a way that is predicted and this stands for some years, and in that way we can start saying that we have our teachers and also the teachers of our partners. And the same, for example, for a researcher. This we know how to do it. For example, how about to hire a PhD researcher for a 3 years period, and their work plan will be first year in IPB, second year in Groningen, third year in Bremen, and so on. So this is possible. So of course this is complex, but we can do it right away. And last but not least, the governance. Of course, we are not expecting to lose our president, okay? And the other partners also. We will not lose for sure our autonomy, but of course a kind of complex cooperation needs for boards, governance boards. We already have those, but we need, of course, and it is part of our work package and tasks to discuss about it. So, now the numbers. These are the first ones. It's about student mobility. As you know, IPB is a very international institution, and nowadays the dimension of our mobility inside European Union is more or less the same of the dimension of our mobility outside European Union, particularly, for example, with our friends from Brazil and so on. But I am now presenting only the data on inside the Erasmus program, so inside European Union. And what we have is the numbers of since 2020 until 2024. So 2023, for example, means the academic year 23-24. 2024 is not complete. I just add the numbers for STARS EU, not the other numbers, and the numbers on 24 is only the first semester because we are just ending our first semester. So on the left, we have the incoming students, so the students that we receive from European Union partners, and on the right we have the outgoing students, so the number of students that we send, our students we send to European partners. And in dark blue we have the numbers with STARS EU partners, and in light blue we have with all other partners. So this clearly shows two things. One, that is our cooperation is new. Okay, of course, we start knowing each other some 6 years ago, but at least for IPB, we don't have mobility in 2020, okay? So before, maybe we can have some mobilities, for example, with Krakow University of Technology, because we have one Erasmus project together, but in fact we don't have a past of too much mobility. Maybe ANZA with Bremen, maybe on that relation, but generally with the other partners we don't have. So we are building one new thing, a very important thing from the beginning. And the other conclusion is, at least for IPB, these numbers show clearly that it's possible to increase the numbers inside STARS EU without decreasing the numbers of the other mobility. So the numbers, they stand for the other partners. And fortunately, we have a very nice program that is the Erasmus program, where we can ask for more if we do more. Okay? So generally, we succeed to ask for more money if we show that we know how to spend the money in the years before. Second one is now only for STARS EU numbers, so not other partners outside the alliance. And I am looking for the type of mobility, and particularly in Erasmus we have two kinds of mobility nowadays. One is the traditional mobility, the semestral mobility that can be for studies or internships. And the other one is the brand new BIPs. The BIPs are a very important, in fact, action of the Erasmus program because it introduces a different kind of mobility. So it's a blended mobility, and particularly, so it's different for a traditional mobility because the student don't leave home institution. They don't need to go to another institution for the full set of course units. You just have a different course unit, and that course unit has an important part online together with a short-term mobility in a partner. If the student belongs to the institution who is organizing the BIP, in fact, there is no mobility at all. So the student stands in their institution, but with a very interesting thing that the European Commission is looking for many years, that the concept of internationalization at home. Okay, so the student meets international students, in this case without leaving their institution. Okay, so, and again, on the left the incoming, on the right the outgoing, and I think the data is very clear, they don't lie. Okay, so we succeed very well on organizing BIPs. So BIPs started in 2021, okay, so, and we from the beginning invest on BIPs. So we have very nice results on that, but we have a challenge to look for the traditional mobility, because on our perspective, traditional mobility is also very important and should not be replaced by only BIPs. And it is natural that we have those low numbers because we don't have a past cooperation. But of course, I think we need to looking for ways to promote more the traditional mobility, the semestral mobility, not only to have higher numbers, but because I'm convinced that is very important for one fact. We can start organizing, for example, some thematic international semesters for students, joining similar areas in different partners, in that way to start to changing the mindsets of our colleagues, teachers, staff, and so on, and that everyone in Stars EU Alliance understands and know the students from other partners. So we can go from a simple mobility semester to a thematic international semester, and I think this is a first step to succeed, to go further on double diploma and joint diploma later. So, good job in BIPs, needs to improve traditional mobility. As you see, the numbers from incoming students in BIPs from IPB, it was in the beginning very high, but we are increasing now the sending students. And there is a very important and nice reason. It means that we are rotating the coordination of BIPs, and this is also important. A good BIP is also a BIP that rotates in organization between our partners. Third set of data, staff mobility. Staff means all kinds of staff, teaching and non-teaching staff, so administrative, technical staff too. The same numbers on the left, the staff we receive, on the right the staff we send, red color for Stars EU partners, orange for all other Erasmus partners, and again the results are clear. IPP is investing a lot on knowing the Stars EU partners, so the numbers are clear, okay, so maybe we need to balance some of these numbers. Of course, the numbers increase with the partners who send for the annual conference, that is a big number, or the meetings, but not all. So, but the message is, of course, that IPB and also the other partners are investing a lot sending mobility of staff to know each other. And finally, just joining staff and students, okay? And now only STARS EU data. So generally we don't mix it, but it appears, so it's a way to torture the numbers and to conclude a very important thing. And this is a typical scenario of taking off, okay? So of course at steady state, we need to have much more mobility of students than staff. So we have much more students than staff. So the dimension, absolute dimension of students should be much higher than staff. But this situation is typical when we are just starting. So at the beginning, of course, staff mobility is very important to, of course, create the connections between all partners. But of course, we need to still increase the staff mobility, but we need to increase a lot the student mobility. And student mobility, of course, we increase it with many and many more opportunities and reasons to do the mobility. So because I talked about BIPs, just extra slide just to say that we, of course, invest a lot. IPB as coordinator, we are offering the BIPs for 3 years, so 6 semesters. We already organize 16 BIPs, some of them with more than 1 edition, so in total 34 editions in 3 years. But the most important is to say is that from the 16 ones that we organized, 13 were included STARS EU partners, and as partner, of course, we are looking for all opportunities. Every call that we receive from Erasmus partner, we send to the schools, to the Erasmus coordinators, just to evaluate if it is possible to send the students. As I said, BIPS is a very, very important and will stay in the Erasmus program. So we have been partnered in 19 BIPs, 22 editions, some of them already rotating, okay, so, and in 12 we were with STARS EU partners. Okay, just to finish and to introduce my next colleagues, my colleagues will talk about some practical experience that results that we already achieved in IPB with STARS EU partners. So Vera will talk in 1 minute about living labs and what we are doing with our region. It is supposed to we develop this in Bragança, but it's supposed that we share the challenge and results with STARS EU partners, and in some way from some time from now we will start working together in having joint living labs in the Alliance. Thematic interest groups, as Rima underlined, are one of the most important structures of STARS EU Alliance. They are responsible to 2 things, to offer opportunities. So Filomena and Carlos will talk about the experience on the TICs and particularly all kind of cooperation opportunities that we have. And finally, last but not least, we have, of course, the huge challenge of double diplomas and joint degrees, and we will have 2 testimonies. The first one is very, very, very important. So it's a brand new curricula of us that we, well, it's an old program, but it's a new study plan on international business management, and we have the very nice decision of our partners of Albania to agree to use our study plan and to submit it in Albania as a joint degree. So the program is already submitted in Albania too. They are expecting the results in March, and if everything runs well, it will, by September, our partners from Albania will enroll new students, and we will start the mobility scheme with the joint diploma or the double diploma at the end. And this Nuno Moutinho will talk about it, and he will talk also about an opportunity of using this program together with the other partners. Of course, it's not easy to decide to go to a joint degree, but in between, it's possible to organize the kind of international semesters with programs that we have similar in our other institutions. And last, Ana Isabel will talk about also a very interesting master program for ourselves. In fact, it was already a cooperation project with some partners from Stars EU Alliance. So we were at Erasmus Mundus Design Measure project. Now it's done, and we are, let's say, waiting for partners to come for a double or a joint diploma with this master too. So, to end with, we are working, well, we know each other for some 5 or 6 years. We are working, we have results in mobility for 3 years, let's say like that. We are talking about a European University Alliance of 9 partners. Of course, dealing and agreeing and cooperating and produce things with 9 partners, it's not easy. It takes time. As Rima said, and I perfectly agree with her, it takes institutional changes to get good results, so we need time for that. So to finish with, I would like to use a sentence from Winston Churchill that I like very much. Winston Churchill said it in the context of Second World War, but I think it applies with big projects. And the sentence is, this is not the end, so this is not even the beginning of the end, but it should be the end of the beginning. So we need to produce things, and we will produce things. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Professor Luís Paes. I will not, of course, introduce myself, but I will be speaking next. But while I give my colleagues there in the management system back there, I will just emphasize how important it is for us to have you all here. Things to happen need the involvement of people and the correct people to be involved. So what I am presenting today is the result of a work and discussion of a lot of people. Living labs are a complex structure, and they may have very different interpretations and ways of implementing. And we are progressing forward with, first of all, a joint definition of what a living lab is for Stars EU, and then we are already starting the activities of the first living lab. So I will start by sharing with you what this common definition is and what we understood as a living lab. So this living lab thing is a cooperation platform that is designed to include all the relevant stakeholders of higher education. So we have, of course, the professors, the researchers, and the students, but they are working together with the external stakeholders, looking forward to identify the relevant societal challenges that are changing the world as we know it regionally, but also globally. So indeed, this is the first phase of what we call the co-creation of innovation. And this is, of course, why shall Stars EU have a living lab? We should have living labs in Stars EU because this is the way we will accelerate the cooperation with external stakeholders. And we will, of course, with this have a major impact on each of our regions, and we are a vehicle of facilitating the cooperation of our external stakeholders between themselves. So why cannot a private institution in Bragança start working with a private institution in Groningen or in Bremen? And with that, we higher education institutions are indeed implementing our mission of having a significant economical and social impact. We already saw this graphic today, and I don't intend to repeat what Rima said. Why am I showing you this again? Is because Living Labs are here together with thematic interest groups. And these two structures are the heart of the operations of STARS EU. They will bring together all the major activities. They will bring together education, research, and then, of course, the regional acceleration and economical impact. And these Living Labs, they will start working locally because we need to start with something, and in the end of their full activity and fully development, they will be inter-regional structures, such as thematic interest groups are already working. So what is this? How do we implement this concept of a living lab? We start with the involvement of external stakeholders. We already did that phase for IPB First Living Lab. And with these external stakeholders, we start by doing a mapping exercise of the needs and opportunities for innovation as they perceive it in their different sectors and areas of economical work. These external stakeholders, they have very different profiles. They can either be major industries or they can be micro companies, depending on the sector we are talking about, but also depending on the profile of each of the regions where we are located. So we also have public institutions, and we have the social sector, depending on the topic of each of the living labs. And with these needs and opportunities identification, the Living Labs are working together with our Regional Transition Accelerator, that is one of the major structures of STARS EU. And these needs and opportunities, they can't stand alone as a finish, an ending point. They are a mean to start working, as we didn't agree on this before, but the sentence we used to finish his intervention, I would say this is the beginning, the end of the beginning of the Living Labs. After these needs and opportunities, they are sent to the TIGs. TIGs are the operational structures in all relevant areas, and the TIGs will work in different perspectives. It can either be a need to an educational activity, to a research activity, or to it can be a need and opportunity of a very complex challenge that needs a co-creation activity up front. So we will for sure have these co-creation activities with all the multi-stakeholders involved, and the results will also be fed into different areas, either the curriculum lab or the challenge lab. And these different labs will then work with our researchers and our academic structures, not only locally in each higher education institution, but more than that, the TIGs are the perfect opportunity to involve the best assets of each of our STARS EU partners, and because we want to go global, our global partners, of course. And we will have, with this structure, a curriculum lab that will be used to redesign our current academic offer. So we already have very nice bachelor degrees, very nice master degrees, PhD degrees. They need to be revised every year. They need to be updated according to this and reflect the change of technology, the evolution of the society. and the needs of the regions that are employing our graduates. And besides this modernization and update of the course curricula, they may also identify the need of new courses. So new bachelor, new masters, or new PhDs. And of course, for us, the new challenge of training, upskilling, and reskilling adult learners with our joint micro-credentials. We are already also moving forward with this, and I can share with you that in the first meeting we had of our Living Lab here on IPB, the most interesting topic for them was the opportunity of the micro-credentials as a training opportunity for their workers. So this is a huge opportunity that we need to explore further. And then we have the challenge lab. So we want our external stakeholders to have an answer to their needs for new products, for new processes, for the update of their sector, their industry, the answer to the new challenges of sustainability, the digital transition, and social inclusion. So these new topics that are global challenges, they are trying to find a way on how to implement on their specific activities. And these, of course, may need advanced applied research that will put into practice what we already do very well in our research centers, and now we'll be doing it together with our STARS EU partners in our research lab, and will be reflected on our joint research agenda with the Challenge Lab activity. And it is a really light pink. I don't know if you can see it, but there are some boxes here that were added to this graphic after the meeting with our rectors and presidents by their request. It's the technology transfer offices. They wanted to be to have very clear in this graphic that whatever we do, either in education or research, will be transferred to the economic sector of public and private institutions that we work with. So they identify the needs, and they will validate, implement, and assess the results of what we are doing. This full graphic brings together a lot of the structures of STARS EU, and we truly believe that with this fully operational, and not only locally but interregionally, we will be already very advanced on the new mission of higher education institutions in Europe and in the world. So I will move forward a lot of these slides because I used the first one to tell you everything, but I will stop here. This is our Living Lab. It's Nexus for Future. It's the Living Lab that we implemented on IPB together with a close-by municipality. It's Macedo Cavaleiros for the Portuguese ones that know where it is. And it was because we had the STARS EU conference where we were supposed, in France, where we were supposed to have with us some of our local leaders, local policy decision makers, and the municipality of Macedo Cavaleiros joined us in this conference. And after the conference, where we introduced for the first time the concept of the Living Lab, I received a phone call from the president of the municipality telling me I want one on Macedo Cavaleiros, and I wanted to be the first of STARS EU. So tell me what you need and let's make it happen. And this is what we need. It's people that are motivated, and we are very happy that we achieved a very good outcome from the conference in France. That was this motivation to have some activity. We had already the first meetings with the external stakeholders, as I already said. We are focusing not exclusively, but mainly on digital transition as the topic, because that was the decision of the Commission. Every STARS EU partner has a different area to implement in their living labs. we have the digital transition, but as Rima showed you in the graphic of our thematic areas, they are crossing boundaries and they are communicating. So we can't implement digital transition without also involving and touching the areas of the other thematic groups. So of course we will involve everyone in this first living lab. And we also have prepared the next activities where all of you are already invited from up front, where we will be working in the topic of the joint micro-credentials on STARS EU by request of the external stakeholders. That was the topic of their interest for the following meetings, and we will answer their call and work on that topic. So again, trying to open here a call for all of you who are already implementing the micro-credentials on IPB. I invite you to open your micro-credential to other professors from STARS EU, invite them for a webinar or for a talk. You can also do it in your regular course units. That's what we want to implement with the joint course units, and we can't do it without you. So please let us know that you are interested. We want to work with that and already have a list of interested people after the session of this afternoon. And some final remarks. So we want these living labs to be a tool for internal stakeholders, a tool for professors and researchers and students to foresee new and more impactful activities, but also a tool for our external stakeholders that they can use to foresee new activities in their businesses, in their daily activities, and to foresee internationalization using higher education ecosystem as a tool for this internationalization. So we will for sure have renewed or new academic programs after this full activity of the living labs. We will of course have new applied research programs with the identification of the needs that we will do with these external stakeholders. And we know that this living lab, they will not only be consultants. We are not meeting them to hear them as our consultants and then come back in the end with the results. We want to involve them in every step of the way. So we want to truly have them working with us, creating the future of our society together with us. Higher education is no longer big, impactful buildings with big closed doors. We are open campuses that receive external stakeholders in our facilities, but we also consider the facilities of our external stakeholders, and we are putting students in internships. We are sending our researchers to apply and test their prototypes there, and we want this to be ongoing as our daily activity, no longer as only innovation exercise. So we count with all of you for this. Thank you. And now I'm back to the host role. So this is very dynamic. And I told you that we have two very important structures that combine all the activities. I talked about the living labs, and we will have Carlos Costa and Filomena Barreiro that will talk to us about the thematic interest groups, focusing the two thematic interest groups that are led by IPB. So Carlos and Filomena, please.
Hello, hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. So we have a shared presentation, me and Carlos, and we are presenting an overall view of all the TIGs that belong to this alliance, and then we will give some details about the activities of the TIG in circular economy and the TIG in arts and innovative industries. Creative arts and innovative industries. Okay, so I will pass to Carlos to make the first part of the presentation.
All right. So this thematic is the interested groups. First of all, I'm too tired. I slept 3 hours, and yesterday the same. So I'm not sure if I'm going to make the correct communication. So if I miss something, don't worry. All right. So the thematic interest groups is led by Thomas from Bremen, outstanding leader. And what is this about? This is about a group of research that try to generate kind of knowledge around this kind of gluing flow process around all these 9 universities. And at the same time, we try to connect these innovative projects and, of course, connect this with the research elements that we have been working in each university and try to glue it. So this is more or less this kind of structure, and of course to improve our citizenship, this participation regarding sustainability and all the TIGs that we are in. The 9 TIGs. We're going to present very quickly. Philomena.
Okay, so we are going to just for the colleagues that are not familiar with the TIGs that are in the structure of the STARS EU, and most of all, if they want to join. So this is a very brief presentation about energy transition that is coordinated by Benjamin from University of La Laguna, and it is focused on promoting the shift towards a sustainable renewable energy sources. Okay, so addressing challenges related to energy efficiency and emissions reduction.
The next one is by Simek Dalibor and Mr. Dietrich Becker. Sorry. And this is about, of course, entrepreneurship, and this is the mindset regarding innovative structures, as you know, and of course the approaches regarding new business and creative solutions.
Then sustainable industry that is led by Michael Eriksson, I think from University West, and it aims to promote sustainable practices at level at industrial level, and in order to make the industry more sustainable.
Digital transformation, here it comes, the IT. The hardest part, I think, sometimes. Concentration, the integration of digital technologies nowadays is fundamental regarding education and society. So, and of course, the technology changes that we are missed today, especially with artificial intelligence and so on. This is by Raphaël, the Français from Francoté, a big, tall guy, and Hamir. Thank you.
Okay, so health aging. Is as the name indicates, it intends to advancing research and collaboration on physical and mental health and to improve quality of life in older age. And it is coordinated by Hans Hobelhun, I'm not sure if I pronounce it correctly, from the Hans University.
And now Living Spaces by the Thomas that I speak about before. Yes, from Bremen, and Ernestina from Poland. All right, this is about especially urban and the problems that we have regarding the space and the landscapes of cities, and of course this comfortable housing and sustainability regarding the built environment.
And now the most young TIC, Inclusion and Social Justice, that is coordinated by University French La Compiègne, and is about promoting innovative solutions to societal challenges, ensuring equity and justice for all members of society.
And now it's you.
Now it's my turn about circular economy. I'm very proud to coordinate this TIC, and most of all, I let Carlos to define what is circular economy. So he put this sentence, but I would say that circular economy is much more than this. So I'm trying to explain that because, in fact, you can, so you can, no, it can be this one. So circular economy, as it is defined here, and it is a very common definition about circular economy, that sometimes it leads to some misunderstandings, okay? Because circular economy, it says that it is focused more on resource reuse and recycling to create a sustainable economic system that reduces waste. But it is more. We have to reduce not only waste, but we have to reduce the raw materials, and we need to also to reduce emissions, okay? So in the circular economy cycle, we have all fit of new raw materials. We need always to have that. We just not be able to circulate them, and of course we need also some, at the end of the life cycle, we need to promote ways to give a final destination to these materials or whatever. So you can pass. And also, I would also like to highlight, because this typical definition about circular economy is more related of what we call the technical cycle, but we need more and more to speak about the biological cycle. And in biological cycle, we use renewable resources, we produce materials, and we put back these materials at the end of life without harming the environment. And this is very important, and more we need to combine these two cycles when we speak about circular economy. So let's put a big focus on the technical and biological cycles together. Also, we, in an exercise that we have done with the colleagues that belong to this TIC, or at least they are participating more actively, we identify some concepts that we like that the colleagues, when we speak about this circular economy TIG, think about. One thing is bio-based economy that is truly linked to the biological cycle, and also industrial symbiosis, where one byproduct or where one residue from one industry can be used as a valuable raw material in another industry. And also, design for circularity is very important. We need, when we develop a new product, we need to design this product in a way that we can disassemble it, use it in different products, and so on. And also, digital innovation is very important to control all this process. And summarizing, I would like also to highlight that the circular economy and all the things, they are not together. They have always some, let's say, it's not some simple superimposition, but I would say more complementary skills between the other things. So all of us, we identify some common interests, and this is very, very, very important, I think, because we can work not as isolated structures, but we can work as combined structures. And so what we have done so far, so very, very briefly, we are working actively on this development of blended intensive programs, and this is the circular economy. We always change a little bit the name, circular bioeconomy, and so on. So this year it will be the 4th edition of this BIP. This is a BIP that is centered on our TIC, but we are also collaborating with other TICs and also with external institutions to develop other actions like this BIP that was is physical mobility in the University of La Laguna. And also we are actively participating in the STAR Talks. We have here we propose here Maria José Ferreira, that is the director of research in the Portuguese Footwear Center. And we have more things. We are trying to prepare some summer schools, joint projects at educational and scientific level. We have already done some applications, unfortunately with no success, but we are working on new ones this year. And we also want to promote the joint supervisions, as already spoken, joint degrees, exchange of students, but staff and teachers in academic and research internships. We have already some bilateral exchanges that we can identify and with interest for the TIG in the circular economy. And as you can see, we can do a lot of things. And this is not from Winston Churchill, it is by myself. So the sky is the limit and the stars are there. So we are we are very skillful, and I think that with our efforts we will be able to do a lot of very good things and very rewarding things for us and for all the community. And most important, I would like to introduce the International Week in Circular Economy that we are going to organize on June, and that will be hosted by Krakow Technology University. And most important, if you want to join or if you want to be more familiar with the circular economy TIG, we have monthly meetings. The next meeting is scheduled for next week. And if you want to join, please contact me, and I will add you to the email list. Okay, and anything, I'm here, so you can ask about. But think about the overall objectives of the circular economy TIC, and for sure, I think that most of the colleagues, they have things that they can contribute, and they are not they have not already identified what they can do. So all of you are welcome to join.
Thank you, Philomena. And now the end is near. So, what about arts and creative industries? So, a topic hard for today, creativity and innovation. Regarding artificial intelligence, I don't know where I'm going, but we are going well, I think. So, what we did, or what we pretend, as Ezio Manzini says, and also Guy Bonciep, focus on design and periphery, and we are really in periphery, and that's good regarding the 9 universities. We need small projects that are open, local, and connected. And this is the model of design of Ezio Manzini from Politecnico Milano that I really appreciate. So this is especially about resilience, sustainable development, local needs, and social change, and of course, empowering cultural capital. So what we really do, I'm going to pass this part, okay? What we do. So we have this, I forget to tell you, I'm a professional on BIPs organization. I already organized 10 BIPs with my colleagues, Ana Lúcia, Augusta Branco, Meirelles, etc., all my teams, okay? So I have a kind of BIP language here in my face. And so the first BIP was in 2023, Creative for Inclusion only for students. The second one we changed because we need really urgent meeting with our TIG, so we passed to teachers, and some of our TIG elements came here, and that was fantastic because we start preparing finally research projects. And you see here the guys that came, and we start working, really working in design process and art and creativity community regarding 3 projects. And the project that we working on, the landscape, is still no conclusion, okay? It's normal in arts, okay? The local MAC that is going, and we are already writing something, me and Lucy and my colleagues. We already have these partners from, okay, Portugal, Laguna, Opava, Krakow, Albania, and of course our outsider colleagues from a long time ago, from Poland, from Krajowski School, that is unforgivable, and of course Suceava and Romania, from Timișoara, sorry. And finally, the 3rd project, that is no discussion at all until now, but just already have some prototypes. That is very good. And we already have 3 editions of Unlock Imagination. The first edition we have Andreas, what is it? He's there, okay. And we have also other participants from ANZE. Then in the 2nd and 3rd editions we have no Stars EU participation, just from outside and this for staff. And the 4th edition, I think is going to be a surprise for Mrs. Vera because she's responsible of this. This is, we're going to make an artistic residence. Artists and designers and architects like a lot artistic residence. And we're going to make and work with HUL in May, okay? And that will be outstanding for sure. And so we already have 11 inscriptions in the first week. It's outstanding. Thank you, Mrs. Sylvia. And regarding, I'm going to pass this part, okay? It's the Improvement Center of Autonomous Breeds in Miranda do Douro, where we're going to work. And this is really responsibility of innovative formative from Vice Presidents here in Polytechnic. And now, what we have here, this chaotic, okay, sorry. These are all no Stars EU BIP from local markets. Me and Lucy already organized this with Tiago and Arlindo. And this year, we already have 78 students, 11 universities, 11 nationalities, 21 markets, 21 projects, and 10 teachers. But this year, the 4th edition, we're going to have, besides our old partners, we're going to have, of course, Laguna with Noemi, Silesia with Jana, and Czechia, and probably more, probably Ernestina and Maria, I hope. So, and what we've been doing until now, we've been working regarding markets, of course, and this is usually a BIP that is organized between Bragança and Mirandela. The first part is always time in Mirandela, then we go to COA all the time because it's obligation for us, and then we come here to Bragança. And so, what you've been, oh, I forgot that. The local mark BIP already going to be presented in Biennale of Design in Madeira in June, okay? Our project that we did until now, so it's going to be already sent to there, and I'm going to be with this project there. And of course, we are already working in this local market regarding the Horizon call, and we split it in 3 groups. The first one, design and architecture, then media art, and the 3rd is IT. And the partners that are already confirmed are these ones that you are seeing. So Portugal, Spain, Opava, Krakow, Albania, and I hope that Andreas will come also. And so, another thing, this kind of project, you already, I think, already saw this position. I'm not sure if you saw it or not. It's, if you want to see it, is in the school, superior school of education. Okay, this project that you are seeing now is the no design. We manage a kind of methodology. We already have the prototypes, and we work with waste from industry of carpenters, and of course with our students that have a sense to feel the skills of people that are from CERCIMAC. It's an NGO with people of disabilities, really outstanding disabilities. And what we do, we design with our students projects that then are developed and created by these makers. We already are now in the 2nd edition. And now we have the same structure, but we are working with photovoltaic light for Santo Tomé e Príncipe in Africa, and we are dealing with fishermen's communities, especially, and schools that have no light. So our students are developing lights, lamp lights, for Santo Tomé, and this project is going to be presented to UNICEF next week by my wife, sorry, Jacinta, okay. And it's also going to be presented in Madeira, Iceland, in Design Biennale. And what else? I forget that. In this bit that I speak before, we have the first exposition here in Bragança, okay, in the Center of Legal Innovation. And this is the flyer, I'm going to pass it, okay. And what we have 4 Laguna artists presented, 6 CPB artists, and 1 Opava artist. And then the guys from Timișoara, my colleagues from architecture, and the Suceava teacher, Stefan Sfici. So we have all these projects, and these are some of the projects here in Bragança, just in October, a few months ago. And it was really fantastic to have a BIP and an exposition at the same time. We need to have expositions, we are from arts, so we need to expose our projects all the time. And this is some of the Stars EU first art exposition. And what now is the problem one? So, Bachelor Program Project Discussion, COIL Spain, yes, probably know Emmy. Master Program with who? I still don't know, or PhD, okay? We still don't know in our TICs. BIP work from other countries, because until now most of the organizations are from Portugal. All the time they want to come here. Project calls are a little bit slow, but we are start working, okay? And finally, about communication. This is a problem regarding our TIC. We don't communicate too much, but we do things. So when we pass the information to our office, sometimes it's our responsibility. Don't communicate too much about what we are doing, but we are doing. Project calls, okay, more or less. Yes, the special local MAC is already working. The exposition in Seniche, the first exposition starts there. Yes, more people in the meetings is growing. That is good, also, in our TIG. And we already have 5 BIPs already done in Stars EU. 2 artist residency in the Laboratory of Arts with in Graça Morais in Bragança. In May, we're going to have this residency, BIP, and exposition with teachers in Unlock Imagination. And in May, in the second week, we have this exposition and BIP from students from this local market, the 4th edition. And in March, we're going to have, I hope, the local MAC call submitted in March. So this position in Albania, we are already discussing, because we are dealing, and Alena Lucy is preparing with Rita eventually a magazine, I hope, and that will be presented in Albania. And that's all, folks. And then I was finished with the music from Smiths. Ask me, ask me, ask me, ask me, ask me, ask me. Thank you. No, ask me.
Thank you, Carlos and Filomena. When you started your presentation, they were asking me why you sleep so little amount of time. Now, after this presentation and the list of activities, we all know why you are sleeping not enough, and we are a bit afraid that you go to the justice asking for support, because we are exploring you. So hopefully you are motivated with intrinsic motivation and not being pressured to do so much. We will progress with a different topic, but a crucial one, according to European Commission, to any alliance to be considered a university alliance, we need to progress on joint degrees. So this is crucial, joint education. And for that, we have been working for a while in 2 different programs. And we already have concrete results, and that is what Nuno and Anna will talk to us about. We will start with Nuno Moutinho about International Business Management Bachelor Program.
Okay, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here to present the International Business Management. It is a bachelor degree, but I think we can do something in this Star Alliance. This course is an international course. It is based on management in international markets, and we are trying to give some tools and training for our students in international markets, in multicultural environment. So these are main ideas. So this course is teaching in English, which is an advantage, and we can take this for our development. So I have some, because of the course is international and we teach in English, we think that we can promote the international experience not only for our students. I have some data for our students, but also for professors. We receive every year some professors that are with us during a week, and also we have some professors that goes abroad to teach. But we have a lot of international students also that are coming here to be with us. We have a lot of students from European Union, but also from external partners. So we are increasing a lot this kind of mobility. But for me, as the director of the bachelor degree, it is more important the double diplomas that we are doing. We have a lot of international partners, and we are increasing every year the number of students that are coming here to have a double diploma. In general, students to have a double diploma needs to be here at least one year, and we are trying to get more schools to have another courses to improve and increase the number of students. We also have partnerships with other schools to get our students outside. It is interesting to notice that we also have some exchange with some partners. At least this year we have 2 students in Anne's University, as I know, and also we have at least 1 student in International Business Management, which we are starting. But I think it is interesting. We have a lot of students that are year by year are increasing their interest in going outside. And one thing that I think is important, and I explain later, we have the study plan as at the final semester as internship, and because of the main interest of the course, we try and we promote that our students can have a curricular internship in an international company, not in Portugal but outside. So I was checking yesterday the data, and for example, this year more than 50% of our students that are eligible to go in an internship, they goes abroad. Okay, so they are managing everything to go abroad on next semester, which is interesting to have at least 50% of the students with international internship. So also because I'm member of a TIG of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, I try to also to share with the students of International Business Management some events, and we are promoting also some BIPs that students are participating. For example, the first edition of Startup Simulation was in Anne's last week. We have 5 students there and 2 professors that goes Anne's University to have this BIP. I think this BIP it was in November, and it takes about 25 students. This year, this startup simulation BIP was in La Laguna, and we take 10 students and 2 professors that goes there. So we are changing every year. We have a rotation of the digs between universities, and we are promoting also other BIPs in other universities. We also have in May here a business sustainability and ESG also that we are developing, and we take this opportunity to promote also the internationalization of this bachelor degree. So, but this is our study plan. Okay, it takes this bachelor program of 6 semesters with 180 ECTS, and each semester has 30 ECTS and 2 main nodes. Okay, the first one is that BLAST, as I explained you before, the students needs to go outside, needs to go in a curricular internship that is in the last semester of the bachelor degree, and we are promoting that they can go abroad. But for me, more important, this is a suggestion of the new bachelor degree that we submit to our national agency, and there are some improvements from the last editions, based more on this international view and our integration on STARS EU. Okay, and the idea is that we can share this study program with our partners, and basically on that idea, in our curricular program, in our study program, we have 2 semesters where we will promote that our students can go into our partners, and these are the 2 semesters. In second year, second semester, and first semester of third year, we are promoting that our students can go to STARS EU university to take the courses that we previously select. Okay, this is not an Erasmus mobility where students can go and they can choose what they want to do, but we select from some universities, as we will see, which are the most interesting curricular units that students can follow on that universities to get an international business management degree. Okay, this is something that we'd like to share with our partners, and I hope we can contribute for KPIs that Rima present before. So, how we are organized? So we create 4 main option routes where students can choose where they want to go and what they want to know at the end of the course. For sure, we have a basis that is a basis for our national students, but then we promote that also our students can choose other free options. And for us, it is much more interesting that they follow one of the other. One of the most interesting is the second one, where we have a partnership. We are talking with University of Durs in Albania, where we exchange some experience, and they decide to have the same course. So they copy our bachelor degree, and they are available to start doing the same course and have international exchange of students and professors. They submit, as Professor Luis Paes told before, they submit to their national agency. We hope that they can also approve to start this integration. I think this will be much more easy to have exchange because the course will be the same, and we are promoting a joint degree because it will be easy, I hope, to follow with this idea. But I think that we can go more and have much more integration with other partners, and we create, looking into the curricula of other university, we create two other routes. One, one, one route that we think would be interesting for our bachelor degrees on international business management is to take a semester in University of Laguna and another semester, the third year or first semester, in the University of West. Okay, we already know what are the main subjects that students can take to have their competencies in management. And finally, we have another option where students can choose to go on second year to Opava in Czechia, and then on third year, students can go to Hans University. Okay, the idea is that students can choose what the options that they would like to follow, and at the end, I think we can get interesting results and promote the integration of our students in our universities. Okay, these are the main ideas for this bachelor degree, and we hope that we can contribute for the STARS EU strategy. Okay. Additional contributions that we can share with our students, with our partners, and because the course is in English language, I think that will be easy to get BIPs for some other curricular units. Some of them are already, we are already promoting, but I think that we can much more. And we can, for example, have also COIL classes, for example, with Albania and other partners, because I think at the beginning it can work and we can promote more. We already identified also some programs in some universities from STARS EU where we can get not easy, not a joint degree, but double diplomas, like the Bremen University. We have some contacts with professors, and I forgot to put that, but I also received an email from colleagues from French Comté, where we can also start analyzing the possibility of a double diploma. Okay? We are, based on our experience with the internationalization of professors and students, we are moving to the strategy of STARS EU, and I think we can also contribute a little bit with integration of knowledge between all of us. Okay, thank you.
So we have the very last presentation of this morning, and it's with Professor Ana Isabel Pereira, and she will talk to us about the Joint Master on Product and Process Innovation.
So good morning. So the last one almost finished, so I will try to be quick. I really like to do pitch of 1 minute, so. Okay, so what I want to do today is only to share with you what IPB already achieved with the Master of Products and Process Innovation. So this master begins with a challenge that the board of IPB do to a set of professors. We begin to build this master in 2018, and we create the first version here in IPB as a simple master based on coaching, hands-on, and the main idea was to support new startups based on research on IPB to support this region that probably you already identify as a low density population region. So we want to support this region with new and different startups. We begin and we do the pilot of this master because it has a very different approach, and we do the pilot on 19, on years of 2019. And after that, we thought to propose the master as a joint master because makes sense to have a different ways to teach and to develop. In that time, in 2020, we submit, and it was IPB that was coordinator of that project, a design measures joint master that we win. In that time, it was not STARS EU, it was Engage Alliance. So we went in this project with IPB, HANDS, and Water4 from Ireland. And we adapt the previous master that we already have in IPB to the ideas of these two partners. For that, we reduce the time, so we have previous in 2 years, now it is in 1 year and a half. And we adapt some unit courses in order to be easier to apply this master in other institutions. But the main goal, it is always the same. Support and create new startups based on research with different products, different process in order to be strong and provide different products to this ecosystem. The Erasmus Mundus Design Measures was working from 15 months and finished on March of 23. What we achieved with this project? So we achieved that in 2022 we submit a proposal to National Agency of A3Es. It was a very hard process, as you can see here. Hard, really hard, because it was very different from the usually application, so that was the problem. But finally we have success. In this year we have the proof of 2000, this year, 24, come approved. So now we have a joint master that is validated by our national agency and can be enrolled in other institutions. For that, the other institutions of the consortium needs to have a contact with their national agency and decide to begin this master in each country that we have in STARS EU. In our case in IPB, in this September, we begin to run the first edition, so now we don't have 2 years as previous one, now we have 1 year and a half. We changed some unit courses in order to be more simple. We have enrolled in this master 12 students, new students from different areas of the master. Before of that, only to have some ideas of the numbers that we already achieved on this master. So we are running the master, the previous one with 2 years and this one in the last 5 years. And what we obtained until now in terms of KPIs were 15 new companies that are located not only here but always also in Portugal, Madeira and Porto and Lisbon. And we achieved, our students achieved until now more or less €500,000 for applications in different calls that we have in Portugal and in Europe. What we want, and this is a challenge for, it's not here the boss, but it is a challenge for the STARS EU other partners. What we need now, we need at least 2 institutions that want to come with us to apply to Erasmus Mundus Joint Master. It is now open, we'll finish on February. I presume that it's not possible for this year to apply, but I think that we can apply for the next year. All years they open more or less in this time. So we only need more 2 institutions that with us open this master and we can apply to Erasmus Mundus Joint Master. It is a project of 6 years and as you can see here can go up to 5 million per project. So we really think that should be a nice we here in IPB, in particular Ana Raquel, will love to do. So this is the challenge that I present here. Try to have this master in your institution in order to try to submit a proposal on this call. And finally, go to the website of the Master M2PI. You can see there our institutions, our plan, the plan of the Master, what is the main idea, what are the goals, what is the network, what are the professors that are associated with us. Anyone can participate on this Master as a facilitator, as expert, as a mentor. So please follow us in the Master website and ecosystem. One minute.
Thank you, Anna, and thank to all of you that persisted here in the room. We still have a few minutes for questions if someone from the audience wants to address any of the speakers. I guess, yes, Andreas, please.
So where are you? So my name is Andreas Teufel from Bremen, and I'm very, very interested in your configuration of a joint master program because we did this in our school as well, having a heavy load doing it, and I know that it was really difficult to do so. So my question is, how did you proceed? What have been your ideas? What is, let's say, the result of it? Would you do it again? Are you satisfied with the results so far? All these questions we had ourselves, and I know they are difficult questions. Sorry for that.
Okay. Yes, for sure. Okay. Because what we achieve, it was very hard because it is a different process for our traditional Portuguese national. What they are more usually to see is that 1 year in one place and another year in a very traditional unit courses and so on. What we present to our national agency was a very different, and it was not easy to explain everything. So that was the reason that we take 2 years, because we have a lot of meetings, online meetings, change on the system, and for the Portuguese ones, you know how loved it is the platform of the authorities, you can imagine, because it is very hard. But we get it, and I think that now they are a little bit more open to different things, to different strategies. I think that this one was the hardest. At least the ones that told the national agency told us that this was the hard step, because now, since it is already approved in a given country, it is much easier to be approved in the other countries. So now it is only, in some countries can be only to inform, because they already have approval in a scientific committee as our national agency. So I think that now it is easier for the other countries. I don't know, because we need to test. So we are discovered new paths. We need to test. So that is the challenge. Please test, and let's go to have this common master, and to try to build new companies, new ideas, new process in STARS EU, and go to STARS.
Thank you.
Any other question from anyone in the audience? From the students back there? Okay, so you can join us for coffee, pre-lunch coffee, and then and then we have lunch for everyone. It's on the canteen of IPB. It's an open lunch, so we hope you can join us. Even the students back there, you are also expected to join us for lunch. After lunch, we will continue on one of our new renovated spaces, is the co-working room that it's here in the Stieg building, and you can find some arrows in the outer space to know where you can go to the World Cafe about Stars EU, or you can join us in our Ignition project, professional practice community, also being transferred on our YouTube channel.